Greetings fam, if you're looking at this MEPTY 3600 CFM Swamp Cooler and wondering whether it actually cools a space or just blows wet air, this is one of the more popular evaporative coolers for garages, patios, and outdoor setups. Before anything else, check the link in bio because these large swamp coolers often sell fast in hot seasons, especially when people start prepping garages and outdoor workspaces. I've researched this MEPTY 3600 CFM evaporative air cooler thoroughly across specs, airflow data, and real user experiences, so this review is based on how these units actually perform in real environments, not just the advertised cooling claims. Swamp coolers work very differently from air conditioners, so expectations matter a lot here. Starting with performance, this unit pushes around 3,600 CFM, cubic feet per minute, of airflow, which is actually very strong for a portable evaporative cooler. In real use, that means it can move a large volume of air across open spaces like garages, patios, workshops, and semi-open rooms. The key thing here is that it doesn't cool air like AC, it cools through water evaporation, meaning it works best in dry climates with good airflow. The 13.5-gallon water tank is a big advantage because it allows longer runtime without constant refilling. Combined with the included ice packs, you can get a noticeably cooler airflow at first startup, especially in the first few hours of use. In real-world usage, this helps during peak heat, but the cooling effect depends heavily on humidity levels and ventilation. One of the strongest features is airflow distribution. With 120 degrees oscillation and adjustable louvers, it spreads air across a wide area instead of just one direction. This makes it useful for group spaces like garages or outdoor seating areas where you don't want cooling limited to one small spot. It's more about air movement cooling than dropping room temperature. Ease of use is one of the reasons people choose this over air conditioners. There's no exhaust hose, no window installation, and no sealing required. You just fill the tank, plug it in, and start it. The remote control, timer, and multiple speed modes make it easy to adjust without walking up to the unit every time. In real-world feedback across similar 3,600 CFM swamp coolers, users often praise the strong airflow and usefulness in open or semi-open spaces. Many also like the low power consumption compared to traditional AC units. However, consistent feedback also highlights that performance drops significantly in humid climates or fully closed rooms, where evaporative cooling simply becomes less effective. Now, keeping it real, there are clear limitations. First, this is not an air conditioner, it does not lower room temperature the same way an AC does. Second, it increases humidity, which can actually make enclosed spaces feel uncomfortable if ventilation is poor. Third, its effectiveness depends heavily on climate conditions, meaning it works best in dry environments. And finally, in fully sealed rooms, performance can feel closer to a strong fan than true cooling. Also, long-term maintenance is something to consider. Water tanks need cleaning, pads need occasional replacement, and mineral buildup can affect performance over time depending on your water quality. This is normal for evaporative coolers but often overlooked in marketing. Overall, after thoroughly researching the MEPTY 3600 CFM Swamp Cooler across the internet, I'd say it's worth it if your goal is powerful airflow cooling for garages, patios, workshops, or dry outdoor spaces where traditional AC isn't practical. It's not a replacement for air conditioning, but for open space cooling and budget-friendly airflow comfort, it delivers solid performance as long as you understand its environmental limits.